Hi everyone and welcome to part 3 of the Graded Gem April order. If your cards were not lucky enough to be in part 1, they will be here. And part 2, of course, was the boosters, which should have already gone. Your cards should be at this point already at PSA, which is nice to know. But let's go through everyone's cards now that are left. I think this is going to be even bigger than part 1. I didn't do it half as I intended to do. However, yeah, we're going to start off with Lorenz. So they're just stacked in that way because they're different tops, and it makes it a lot easier for me, I must admit. So thank you very much. So we're going to start off with the express orders. So the ones that go out, and they should take less than 20 business days. Absolutely beautiful flaming Charizards, 2 of those. By the looks of it, these cards are very pack fresh. And please go follow his Instagram. It's Lord Pokemon. I can't remember because there's quite a lot of underscores in there where they are placed. But please go and follow. So then we got the Spectrachrome, obviously the Venusaur there, and then the next, another Charizard. Look at that glisten in the light, absolutely stunning. And then we've got the ever popular Sparkle Chrome. So we've got the Nidoqueen, that's just covering up the face of Nidoqueen there. So there we go. The Primeape, really like this one, absolute stunner. And the Victory Bell. So cool to see these. They're definitely growing in popularity, aren't they? I mean, I don't need to say it. I think everyone collecting the Topps cards definitely knows it. And then we're going to end on the Technochrome. So we've got the Venusaur, another Venusaur, Clefairy, and again, a Primeape. So, Laurent, thank you very much. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Thank you very much for sending me Graded Gem. And hopefully, very hopefully, they'll be back soon with you. And as we're doing the express orders first, Jason has also sent in 14 cards, mainly from the newer Japanese sets, Ultra Shiny GX, of course. So we've got a load, that's red, we've got a load of full art trainers from the set. Obviously a collector of the sort. Giovanni there looking imperious, not from Ultra Shiny, I should mention. Hiker, I remember that guy. But yeah, some really cool cards coming in from Jason from Australia, I should mention. And Cynthia, that chase card everyone was looking for. Sabrina looking very cool with the Mystic Art. Brock using Rock Smash himself there in that full art. And then the last card there. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you very much, Jason, for trusting us with your cards. And hopefully we'll get you your results soon. Now we move on to just the usual bulk orders, and we are going to start off with Philip. Philip has sent with us in the past, and he sent a massive 25 cards now. We all know how much I love Delta Species. I absolutely adore the art, and we start off with amazing Latias, and then we move on to that Fire Mewtwo, Jolteon EX. EX cards are becoming a lot harder to find, raw and mint, I must admit. Where the prices are at the moment, I mean, I'll just talk about some PSA 10s. I think they're really well priced. They're in that sweet spot between the cost of buying a mint copy raw and grading it probably costs just a tad less than buying the PSA 10 copy yourself. So I am buying EXs. I've bought Fire Red Leaf Green cards, Power Keepers, and I've almost got all of the Delta Species. But yeah, they're in a really nice sweet spot at the moment, price-wise. Then we move on to Team Rocket Returns. So you've got the Dark Ampharos, Crobat, Electrode, Houndoom, Hypno, a set that I got very big into when I first started collecting Octillery, Slowking, Steelix, and then 2 Staff Charizards from Team Up. These are very expensive cards. And Philip, what an amazing couple of pickups you've got yourself there. Really hope for good grades on these. It should be mentioned, we've got tons of new senders, especially over the last 3 months. It's been madness how many new senders we've had come through the service. And Mark is one of those. So thanks very much to Mark for choosing Graded Gem. He has got Mega Houndoom EX. Absolute beauty. Let's just get the focus in there, even though I've moved the camera a bit. Do apologise. Mega Galay EX, Mewtwo EX, Mega Mewtwo EX, Gardevoir EX, one of my favourite Gardevoirs. And I did also point this one out, the Mega Aggron EX. I have still not pulled this card. And I don't know how many breakthrough or breakpoint packs I've opened. It's a lot. Still haven't got him. Alolan Executor GX, Gladion, Kyurem EX, and last but not least, SM172 Vaporeon GX. So thank you very much, Mark. Next, we move on to a long-time sender, and that is Brad himself. Can never say thank you enough, Brad, for continually using the service. So we got a Charmeleon. Obviously, we started with the big boy Charizard, Farfetch'd, Growlithe, Charmander, absolutely beautiful. Love the old base set. And then, of course, we move on to some pre-release, not the staff ones this time, but two lovely pickups. Two Charizard pre-releases. A CP6 Charizard. I remember you sent in loads of them before. A 0757 LP promo. Can't remember the exact name of that right now. Mewtwo GX, Umbreon GX from Ultra Shiny. And then, of course, we have the Munch promos, which I know I'm pronouncing wrong because it doesn't really translate into English as Munch, but I will persevere. So we got the Psyduck Eevee and two Pikachus. So thank you very much, Brad. Now we move on to Jason. Jason sent in 16 cards. He sent away with us in January for the first time. Already got his results back and his cards back, and he was absolutely delighted. So I'm glad to see we have more cards coming in from himself. So we're going to start off with this lovely Gold Stamp War Turtle, Venusaur Holofoil, Black Star promo, base set 2 Venusaur, Dark Slowbro first edition, Team Rocket. I love that set. It was my first ever first edition WotC set I ever completed. Mainly due to this Dark Dragonite. Had one when I was a child. It fell down the drain. And yeah, I think that it was just the set that stuck out to me. Dark Blastoise first edition. Then we move on to an Expedition Blastoise. Dark Charizard non-holofoil. A beautiful Charizard Dark Species. I love this card. I've got this in PSA 10. Absolutely. It's so underrated as well. Like, where else are you going to find a Lightning Charizard? I'll tell you, absolutely nowhere. Gym Heroes, another set I have myself completed. I do like your submission, Jason, not going to lie. Vileplume and Clefable. Oh, we got some more Gym Heroes. So we got Lieutenant Surge's Electabuzz there. Brock's Rhydon. And then we move on to Gym Challenge with Rocket Zapdos and Giovanni's Machamp. So thank you to Jason. We now move on to Alexander, otherwise known as Bew Jr. on Instagram. And actually, before I go through the cards, I just wanted to say a massive thank you to himself personally. He sent in chocolates with the submission from Austria. Very popular, he says, from the tourists. I haven't eaten these ones yet, but I have kind of munched through the other ones. That's why I showed these ones.
Thank you, Alexander.
There you go. That's Tom also. You haven't tried them yet, have you?
No, but I will.
Yes, Tom will be biting into them today as well, especially as now we don't have to use them on the video. So thank you very much, Alexander. Let's go through your cards. So we have Legendary Dragon of White. We've got two of those. Alexander always sending in the Yu-Gi-Oh! He's been excited to get his returns back. Legendary Magician of Dark. He did do an Instagram live as well, showing it, which was very cool to see. A Japanese Dark Magician Girl. We are also sending in a German Yu-Gi-Oh! Card because we have seen they've been getting graded. So this is a Blue Eyes White Dragon Ghost Rare. I am waiting on PSA to confirm what they are grading, what they aren't grading. I have asked the question specifically on German cards, as I know there is actually quite a few of you who would like to do so. So we'll see how this little experiment goes anyway. Eevee, two of those beautiful SM promos, and then of course more ultra shiny, so the Mewtwo GX. And this is the first time I've seen this card, this Charizard GX. I think you were waiting on these, weren't you, before you sent, and the Mewtwo GX. Absolutely stunning. There's a thumbnail image if we used to take the thumbnail from the video. Absolutely beautiful. Really cool, actually, how they're taken differently on the animation. But yes, thank you to Bew Jr. and please go give him a follow. Now we move on to Gary. Gary actually came and visited us with his cards. He had a ton of binders just full of basketball cards. And Michael Jordan was his favourite player. So basically, we just picked out some basketball cards that we felt were worth grading. So we pre-graded them on the spot. Absolutely beautiful cards. These have been in card savers for quite a while now. This was my personal favourite. I love how he looks like a fireball going into the net. Michael Jordan again. Are they all Michael Jordan? Did we just pick out all Michael Jordan? Maybe. Flair Showcase. I still can't believe how many cards are printed. This is pretty cool because it's obviously been cut out of the card. And then we got the Dunk Champion. And last but not least, another Michael Jordan with that cut in the card. It'd be very cool to see how PSA grade that. But thank you very much, Gary, and we'll get these cards back to you soon. Another long time sender next, and that is Matthew. If you watch these videos, then you'll be very well aware of how many times he sends in. He's almost part of every submission video. And that is Pokemon Master Shenron, which will be in the bottom left. Absolutely beautiful cards he sent in here. Blue Eyes White Dragon and Dark Magician, of course. Can't mistake them. And the also Dark Magician Girl. Very cool. Now we do move on to Dragon Ball Super cards. So we got Final Showdown. It's over, Frieza. I love how his exclamation marks there. Distant Descent. One card I picked out in the last submission. Absolutely beautiful. Black engraving on the back of this one. Looks very cool indeed. Same here. So much imagination has been applied to these Dragon Ball cards. In Ultra Instinct signed Son Goku. Hyper Evolution Super Saiyan. 2 of those have come from somewhere. That's a new one. Height of Mastery. Very new. Very cool indeed. Look at those muscles. Super Shenron to match his Instagram name. And then we move on to some new tag team. So you got the Reshiram and Charizard. Obviously from Unbroken Bonds. Gardevoir and Sylvia. Sylveon. And then the other GX as well. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you very much to Matthew. So Ben is next. And Ben sent away 3 cards with us. It was his first ever submission with ourselves. So we start off with this little beauty, the RC promo. Then we got the Alolan Vulpix Build-A-Bear Workshop. And then we've got another little tester for PSA. This is a French Alolan Executor. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm hoping that PSA are going to be more open to foreign languages. French and German especially would be great. But we'll see how it goes. We now actually move on to Regrade, and that is because Mikkel sent in this Mewtwo, and I was like, how did that not get the off-center grade? It's very obvious top to bottom. The bottom is incredibly thin in comparison to the thickness of the top, and I thought it'd be such an amazing exclusive card to get. Whatever grade it gets, it's definitely off-center, isn't it? So we're going to try this again. I did it for cost for him. Shadowless Mewtwo off-center definitely would make a great Instagram post. So let's hope we can get it for you this time, Mikkel. Another first-time sender with graded gem is Martin Bailey. His Instagram will be popping up now. I'll try now. Charizard Base Unlimited. A beautiful Dark Gengar from Neo Destiny. My favourite set overall. You're not going to beat that. Professor Sycamore from Steam Siege. Just about saved the set, didn't it? Umbreon EX, what a beautiful card. And then another Staff Team Up Charizard, so valuable, these cards. Staff Jirachi, Staff Zapdos, I actually really like that. It's the first time I've seen that card. And then just the normal, I mean, pre-release Charizards, a double take of those. Sylveon GX from Guardians Rising, and then the Hyper Rare as well. Nidoqueen Team Up Staff to end it. Absolutely beautiful cards, mine. Thank you very much. Ben is next, and look at this amazing exclusive card. Got that stamp in there, Pokemon Rumble Gyarados. Then we got the WotC promo Dragonite stamp. Lugia first edition, never gets old. I think this is going to be a collectible for the ages. It's just such a unique card. I would love to put it into my collection. I really do need to. For Alligator Expedition. Dragonite from EX Dragon. And then the Rayquaza 39 Black Star promo. I think this is the first time we've seen some Detective Pikachu cards in this video. So we start off with the Mewtwo. And then we end with the Mewtwo as well. Magikarp and Wailord GX. Lugia from Neo 1. a Dragonite Verse series. And Ryan, you were the guy who messaged us on eBay, and we just gave you this free Magikarp. And you've decided to grade it. I have picked this one out, so I'm kind of hoping it's going to come back a gem. It is a really good looking card, so let's hope we can do that for you. Oliver is next with a Pikachu Jungle First Edition. Absolutely beautiful card, as you would expect. Very popular. Then we move on to the Surfing Pikachu. Pre-release Misty Seadra. Aloha Muk GX. Espeon GX from Sun and Moon. I bought so many of these when they came out. I really got on the hype train for Espeon Hyper and Umbreon Hyper. And then, of course, we move on to Ultra Shiny GX, Alolan Ninetales. Thank you very much, Oliver, for your submission. We now show off Scott's cards, and he is not playing around with a Shining Gyarados to start off, and then a Shining Magikarp from Neo Revelation. 2 cards I desperately need to add to my collection. And then, of course, we have the Charizard GX from Detective Pikachu, the case file. Then just the normal Charizard. Very cool card. Really not the best condition out of the packs, but hopefully you get a gem on that one. Mewtwo GX again from the case files, and then another normal Mewtwo from the packs. Then, of course, the Greninja GX, and what did you expect? Yes, a Greninja as well. Then we have Detective Pikachu, the promo and the one from the set, Mr. Mime, and Ludicolo himself. So thank you very much, Scott, and hopefully we'll get the gems on these. Ian is next, and he's sent in the 2 cards and a booster pack, I should say. But the 2 cards he has sent in is the Detective Pikachu and the SM promo Detective Pikachu. So thank you very much, Ian. And yeah, to be honest, they both look all right. Should at least get 9s. But thank you very much. Iqbal is next, and he actually comes from France. Don't have many French customers for whatever reason. But anyway, he has sent in Magic the Gathering. Big submission of Magic the Gathering, I should say. So we've got Mox Jet, Black Lotus, Crusade, Savannah Lions, Armageddon, that's great, Demonic Tutor, Brain Isa, I'm just going to go along with that, Birds of Paradise, Time Walk, and a Central Retail. Goodness me, my pronunciation is bad. Anyway, it will be good to see Magic the Gathering come back from PSA encapsulated, especially these older cards. Mox Ruby, Mox Emerald, Birds of Paradise. I can imagine Magic the Gathering fans are getting very excited to see these come back. And I can't say thank you enough to Iqbal for choosing Graded Gem to get these graded. I don't think there are any gem contenders, but if we can get near mint 7s to mint 9s, I think you'll be absolutely delighted. But yes, thank you very much for sending. Jamie is next, and he sent in a beautiful Shadowless First Edition Machamp, Pidgeotto First Edition, Dugong First Edition. He was saying in his note how he got these for a very competitive price, so hopefully we can get the grades to match. Squirtle, Ampharos First Edition, Kingdra from Neo Genesis, and Skarmory. Slowking as well. If that got a 10, I think you'd be jumping over the moon. Metal Energy, and then of course some more Dragon Ball Z Super for Seeing Kids, and Hyper Evolution Super Saiyan for Son Goku. So thank you very much, Jamie. We now move on to Nathan. If you remember, Nathan sent in a load of Fossil First Edition booster packs, so you should have seen those already. But not only has he done that, but he's also sent in, let's get that. Look at that. A Charizard First Edition from base set. It's not a bad looking one either, so best of luck with that. Blastoise Shadowless, a Venusaur Shadowless, Alakazam from base set, and Chansey as well. Charizard, 4 Charizards to complement each other. Mewtwo, 2 of those. Poliwrath, I think there's 2 of those as well. Very cool indeed. Venusaur, yes, 2 of those. Zapdos, oh, just 1 of those, but still very cool indeed. Then we do have some First Edition base, so we got the Diglett, Doduo, Drowsy, Coughing, Magnemite, Onix, Rattata, Staryu, Tangela, And then a Zapdos first edition from Fossil. 2 Japanese cards to end it off, the Dark Dragonite, and then the 279 XY promo. One of the best with all 3 starters and Pikachu. You can't go wrong when those Pokemon are in a card together. Last but not least, and definitely not least, is Luke. He sent in a massive 110 cards. So we're going to start off with this pile, which has another pile underneath it, and then a pile over there as well. So we have a Machamp First Edition, Jungle Unlimited Cypher, Alakazam Legendary Collection, Dark Charizard Unlimited, Donphan from Neo Genesis, as well as the Elekid, Dark Urasing, one of my personal favourite artworks from Neo Destiny, Computer Era Black Star, Articuno Black Star. And then we got these Crobat holofoils, very cool indeed. Regirock Shattered holofoils, beautiful cards. Politoed as well, I actually haven't seen that one in a very long time, so thanks for sending that in. Venusaur XY123 promo, yes, just had to double check that. Maganera, I hope I'm saying that right, XY186, 2 of those being sent in. Mega Camerot EX, a very angry Camerot there. Steven's Resolve from Celestial Storm. And then, of course, we have the Charizard from Detective Pikachu. Zinnia from Dragon Majesty. Very cool card. Burning Shadows Dark Ray GX. Burning Shadows Gardevoir GX. Tapu Bulu GX. Tapu Fini GX. Aloha Muk GX. Guardians Rising now. It looks like Luke has opened up a couple of booster boxes. He's got some amazing pulls. Metagross GX. Togepox GX Full Art, along with the Metagross. Sylveon, 2 of those going into PSA. Very cool Incineroar GX from Guardians Rising, along with the Tapu Lele. Then we move on to those Gold Energy cards, the Fighting and the Leaf Energy. Next up is Ultra Prism, a set that I actually really liked. I bought a bit too much of it, I must admit. Leafeon GX, 2 of those. Dialga GX, 2 of those. Silvally GX, 1 of those. But then we do have 2 full art Leafeons, looking very cool. Then the Glaceon to match. Continuing on in Ultra Prism is the Celesteela, 2 of those. Dialga GX, EX, I nearly said then. 2 Palkia GXs. Gardenia, Lusamine, Voltneer, 2 of those. Leafeon GX Hyper Rare. You must have opened, I think, 6 booster boxes, I'm going to guess. Dialga GX, 2 of those. Otherwise, you did very well on the pulls. And then missing Clover and peaking red card as your secret rares. What's that? Another pile? Yes, there is another pile. We're going to start off with the SM promos. So we have the Snorlax GX, one of the first SM promos to appear. Wash Rotom. Ultra Prism pre-release, 3 of those going in. Hopefully 1 can get you the gem at least. Very cool Lucarios, 3 of those going in as well. Heatran is next. Just the 2 of those. Obviously, they are the Ultra Prism pre-release stamped promos. Gumshoos as well. The Donald Trump Pokemon. Kingdra GX SM155. Dragonite GX SM156. Then, of course, we have the SM162 Pikachu and Mimikyu. Going to be a very popular card I can see in the future. Then the Mimikyu just by herself. Absolutely very pretty card indeed. Really like the artwork there. Plays into itself amazingly. Ultra Necrozma, Ultra Beast SM promo. Then we have some tag team promos here. Absolute stack, and I mean a stack, of Pikachu and Zekrom GXs. I believe these were from the tins. Very cool indeed. And then obviously we continue that on with the Eevee and the Snorlax. Plenty of those to go around. The Celebi and the Venusaur also. Very cool indeed. Now we move on to some new cards, which I hadn't seen actually, because I didn't buy these. Maybe I was a bit lazy. Flareon GX, Vaporeon GX, 2 of those, and 3 Jolteon GXs. Very cool cards indeed. Look at that. Really like this Jolteon. Very, very powerful stance. I think that's going to be popular when they are graded. Eevee and Snorlax GX. Eevee just chinning on Snorlax's belly, because why wouldn't you? And then look at this Incineroar, such an angry guy. Second hyper rare of Incineroar, because obviously we had one from Guardians Rising we actually saw earlier. Erica's Hospitality. Latias and Latios GX, really cool artwork. Eevee and Snorlax GX, not so much resting on the belly as jumping off. And then, of course, we have Charizard GXs for days from the Charizard GX case file, Detective Pikachu. That movie is out very soon. Can't wait to go and see it. And the Mewtwo GX case files as well. Last but not least, just the solitary Greninja GX. Massive thanks to Luke for sending in that many cards. And yeah, I think basically, how about, what am I going to say? I think I'm going to say, how about let's leave it to the outro. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, please like, hit that bell button, and go and follow our social media. Oh, and don't forget gradedgem.com. Thanks, guys.